Lassie Brown here. Thanks for joining me on this video. Today I'm going to show you how to make really simple bamboo. Now, as you can see, I've got some here. Now these are all sugar and they're all on wires ready to put into an arrangement that I was doing for a cake. And you can see this one's broken off here, so it's all sugar, all edible. Really quick and simple to do. So let's move those to one side and let's get started straight away. The one thing I was going to mention actually is I'm doing this in green to make bamboo, but exactly the same technique. If I pull this one up here, if any Harry Potter fans are out there, this looks like the elder wand with the little knuckles as they go down. So same technique could be used to make a magic wand. So if you're not interested in bamboo, there's other uses for this. Now I have already pre-coloured some paste. So this is just flour paste that I'm using. You could use modelling paste, you could also use sugar paste with a little bit of Tylose powder in. They all work. And I've got an 18 gauge wire, which is quite strong, but you need it when you are putting such a lot of icing down the wire. So I'm going to gently put a hook in the end. Just hook that round like so. And then get this nice and soft. Now I've already coloured it, as you can see, with a very pale green. That's my base colour that I've used. And then we're just going to roll into a sausage. Now we don't want cracks, so hopefully all the cracks are going to be at the one end. And there's a lot of paste here, so I'm just going to get rid of some of it. There's way too much there. Now we do want this to be quite chunky to start with, so that's going to be fine. That's about 1 centimetre in width. Then I'm going to get my wire and I am just pushing it through this sausage of paste. This is why I don't try and make it perfect to start with. Okay, we're kind of at the end there. I can just about feel the wire right at the end. And don't worry if it pops out, it's a possibility. Now the first thing I'm doing is just squeezing and kind of making the end shape. Now as you can see when you look at these, they're all slightly different. You don't want them to be perfect, and I'm actually using my finger to make that indentation as well. Now this will give it a nice kind of, it looks like, if you think of a ball and sort of knuckle shape, that's what you want it to look like at the top. And then we gradually, I'm squeezing with my fingers, rolling that down, and as we go it's gently moving and going thinner, which is exactly what we want. Now not too thin, and then we stop there. Then what I'm going to do is introduce my rolling pin. I'm using the pointed end of this, and I'm going to gently push down and around. Oops. A little bit skew with there, but that's okay. Now we need to smooth the edge that we've just created. So again, everything I'm doing with my fingers, but then also we need to push this knuckle bit, if you like, and it's all sculpting with our fingers. That's what this particular project is all about. So we do keep just gently rolling and moving around as we go. That's actually quite long. I wouldn't normally leave it that long, but it's okay. It'll be okay for this video. So normally about 1 inch. And then we stop there, and then we do exactly the same again. So we're just pushing in gently and creating like a little shelf all the way around. Then we soften on the inside of that shelf, and then kind of push that bit in. So we're creating these kind of knuckle effects, and we keep doing this. Now it's up to you how long you want your wand or your bamboo to be. I'm calling it a wand now. I can see the knuckles, you see. So we just keep working down, and if we want to, we can just sort of push against the rolling pin as well to make that shape and I'm pushing that down as well. So it all helps, all these little movements that you create, and just push. I'm not even pushing, I'm just gently pressing against it, so that I don't want to make a huge indentation as I'm working. So I think we'll go down, just do one more, and I think this would be a good point to do it. So you can see it's about an inch, inch and a half gap in between each one, depending what you're doing, depending if it's on a small bouquet or a larger one. Now you can use the edge of the rolling pin just to smooth a little bit, like so. And then I'm kind of pushing it back up a little bit to create that notch. So we do that with all of them. And then again we do it. And you can see it's a little bit wonky. It's absolutely fine, because bamboo is a little bit wonky. It's not perfect. I think it really adds to the look. And then we go down. I'm going to cut it about there and take the rest off. Now you can see it's split there. Don't panic. Just push it together again. It's absolutely fine. It will be absolutely fine, because that will then just mould against this bit here. So just give it a little push. So never panic if anything like that happens. It happens to everybody. So, and then we just close that around there a little bit. And this bit might have been stretched as well. So there we are. Now, the one thing we mustn't do, which I was just tempted to do, is put it flat and roll, because if we do that, we're going to get it all the same length, the same thickness, and we don't actually want that effect. So we have got to be a little bit careful how we do it. And I'm just going to break that off. That's going to be my sort of small knuckle shape. I am just pressing gently, making sure the lines are okay. And this one needs a bit more work, so we're just looking back at what we're doing. And can you see how I'm gently stroking it as well? This is going to soften around the edges. But I think that's looking good for bamboo. Just making sure it's the right shape and it's how you want it. Make sure the wire hasn't come out the end as well. That's really, really important. Okay, so once we've done that, we start colouring. So I've already got a piece of tissue here ready, and I'm using Ginkgo by Edible Art, and this is quite a nice green. It's got a lovely kind of yellow shade to it as well. Now I'm using a flat brush that's slightly angled, and what we're going to do is start at the top and come down slightly into a point, and then we just fade up. So it's almost like we're doing a triangle effect on that one bit. Now if you're looking at that and that's, for example, 12 o'clock, if you move it slightly, this is where you need to do your next triangle, if that makes sense. And then again we move it so that we can't see it, and the next knuckle will have that same colour, but just coming down in a point, like so. And then here, it's the last one right at the bottom. So take your time with this. I am rushing because you'll all fall asleep on me, but you can take your time and make this beautiful. That's looking good. You can make it a little bit darker if you wish. Just give it a quick little dust. I just think it adds to the colour. It's never a bad thing. Not too much colour though. We do want it to be pale. Like I said, if you were doing a wand, then you would colour it maybe a black or a dark brown to start with. There we are. Now I'm going to put the lid on my colour, and then I am using, this is a Magic Colours, and it's super white, and it's a Pro Gel, so it's Edible Pro Gel. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of this. Actually, I'll put it on my board there's any in there. Not today. There we are. Only a tiny amount of this. As you can see, it's looking good. Now you can add a tiny little bit of brown if you want to, but I'm just going to use it neat white. And then what we want to do is paint it actually in the knuckle joints here. There we are. You're going to take your time with this, as I've said. We just want to paint all of that white, of that nice white end. As you can see, I've done it here, but they all look really good. Okay, that brings me to the end of the video. Hope you've really enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for watching.